Honestly, we've all seen it, and maybe some of us have been in it. A man clearly being disrespected by a woman, yet he stays. He holds on, makes excuses, hopes she'll change, and in the process, he loses himself. And the sad part? If the roles were reversed, he'd be labeled toxic, controlling, or manipulative. That's hypocrisy, not just in society, but in men themselves. Men are quick to give advice to each other. Walk away, bro. Know your worth. Don't let her play you. But when it's their own situation, it's a whole different story. Suddenly it's, she's just going through something, or it's not always like this. The truth? It is like that. And it's been like that for a while. Why do men do this? Why do they let themselves get dragged through the mud emotionally, mentally, and sometimes even financially, all in the name of love, comfort, or loyalty? Some are afraid to start over. Others feel like they've invested too much. And some are just plain stuck in the idea that they need to prove their value by enduring disrespect. That's not strength. That's settling. There's a double standard at play. Men will clown their boys for being soft or whipped, but will sit in silent suffering when it's them in the hot seat. The world teaches men to be tough, but not smart about relationships. It praises the guy who never gives up on his girl, even when she clearly doesn't value him. But there's nothing noble about staying where you're not respected. This isn't about bitterness. It's about waking up. If a woman doesn't value you, that's not your cue to try harder. It's your cue to start thinking clearly. What you do next defines everything. Stay with me. 1. Ignoring the signs. When disrespect becomes normal. Let's start with the stuff that happens every day. The little jabs, the cold shoulders, the rolled eyes. A woman mocks your opinions in front of others. She's just joking. She dismisses your accomplishments like they're nothing. She probably didn't mean it like that. She talks over you, corrects you in public, flirts with other men, or openly says she could do better. Somehow, a lot of men just eat it and smile. Why? Because they've been taught that a real man stays calm, takes it on the chin, and keeps things together. Let me tell you 'tis. Disrespect doesn't start loud. It starts small. It's in how she talks to you when she's mad. It's in how she jokes about things you told her in confidence. It's in how she suddenly becomes nice only when she wants something. And if you try to call it out, she flips it. You're being sensitive, you're overthinking, you're trying to control her. Suddenly, you feel like the bad guy for asking for basic respect. You'll hear guys say, "It's not that serious," or "She's just going through stuff," or "She acts like that with everyone." But let's be honest. If the roles were reversed and a man treated a woman like that, society would call him toxic. So why is it not a big deal when it happens to men? This is where men mess up. They downplay red flags because they're afraid of being alone, afraid of conflict, or afraid they're overreacting. So they stay. And the longer they stay, the more normal the disrespect feels. What used to sting now feels like just how she is. Don't get it twisted. If a woman keeps crossing the line and you keep letting her, she's not going to stop. She's going to push further because you've shown her that there are no real consequences. The first step is simple. Recognize the signs and stop pretending they don't matter. 2. You chose her. Now own that and fix it. A lot of men are suffering not because women fooled them, but because they chose the wrong woman from the jump. Yeah, it stings, but it's real. You saw the signs. You felt the red flags. Your gut told you something was off. But you still went ahead. Maybe because she was beautiful, exciting, or gave you attention when you were at a low point. And now, you're paying the price. Let's not sugarcoat it. Some of you didn't choose a woman, you chose a project. Someone broken, chaotic, disrespectful, and emotionally unavailable. And then tried to fix her. That's not love, bro. That's self-sabotage dressed up as loyalty. Other times, you chose her for shallow reasons. She looked good on your arm. She turned heads. Maybe your boys were jealous. But deep down, you knew she lacked character, maturity, or even basic respect for you. You thought you could manage that. You thought you could lead her into being a better woman. But guess what? You're not her father, her therapist, or her life coach, and you shouldn't have to be. So what now? What do you do if you realize you chose wrong? You take action. Here's what that looks like. Get honest with yourself. Admit that you overlooked key things, maybe because you were desperate, insecure, or just blinded by attraction. Owning that doesn't make you weak. It makes you wise. Stop waiting for her to change. If she's been showing you who she is repeatedly, believe her. The version of her you wish she would become is a fantasy. Don't live in fantasy, live in facts. Set boundaries, hard ones. Tell her what you will and will not tolerate, and mean it. No more talking about it and then going back to normal the next day. Make it clear. If she can't respect you, she doesn't get access to you. Plan your exit if necessary. If you've tried everything and she still treats you like you're disposable, you need to be man enough to walk. Quietly. No drama, no arguments, just go. She'll either realize what she lost or prove why you were right to leave. Either way, you win. Reflect before you restart. Don't jump into another relationship just to fill the void. Take time to figure out why you chose her in the first place, and how to avoid making the same mistake twice. It's not about blaming women for everything. It's about recognizing your role in choosing someone who doesn't align with your values and doing something about it. You can't control how someone else acts, but you can control how long you let them mistreat you. At the end of the day, if she doesn't value you, she was never the right woman to begin with. So instead of asking how to fix her, ask how to fix your standards. That's where your real power is. 3. Let's talk about divorce. I probably use this a lot, but it's for a reason. Divorce isn't just a legal process. It's the perfect example of what happens when a man ignores the warning signs for too long. It's the final chapter in a story that started with small disrespects, bad choices, ignored red flags, and a man convincing himself that it'll get better. Spoiler alert, it didn't. Look around. Divorce rates are high, and most of the time, it's not about some big dramatic blow-up. It's slow. It starts with emotional distance. It creeps in with subtle disrespect. It builds with poor communication. And in many cases, it ends with the man completely blindsided, thinking everything was okay. Until the papers hit the table. Why do I keep bringing this up? Because too many men treat disrespect like it's harmless, like it's just how she is. And then one day, they wake up divorced, broke, emotionally wrecked, and wondering where it all went wrong. The truth? It went wrong way before the split. It went wrong when he stayed silent, when he tolerated things he shouldn't have, when he didn't draw the line. If you're reading this and you're still in the dating or early relationship phase, this is your advantage. You don't have to go that far. You can correct the course now. You don't need a courtroom to tell you when a relationship is failing. Your gut already knows. You've just been ignoring it. And if you are married or deep into a long-term situation, here's your wake-up call. Staying for the sake of holding it together while you're getting disrespected isn't noble. It's self-destruction. And if kids are involved, trust me, they don't need to see you as a man who tolerates being walked on. They need to see a man with standards, boundaries, and self-respect. Now, am I saying every disagreement means you need to pack your bags? No. Relationships require work, patience, and compromise. But there's a massive difference between working through normal challenges and being consistently undervalued. The latter doesn't lead to growth. It leads to resentment, bitterness, and emotional burnout. So yeah, I bring up divorce a lot, because it's what happens when men ignore what they shouldn't. It's the end result of letting disrespect slide, of choosing the wrong woman, of staying out of fear, guilt, or comfort. Here's the bottom line. Don't wait for the situation to get legally ugly before you get emotionally honest. If the vibe is off, if the respect is gone, if you're being treated like an option, then act like a man who knows his worth. You don't need a lawyer to tell you it's time to walk away. You just need a backbone. 4. Know when to let go and leave. Strategically. Let me paint a picture using football, not because it's about sports, but because the mindset applies perfectly. In football, Clubs don't hold on to players who no longer serve the team. If a player is underperforming, bringing negative energy to the locker room, or simply not fitting the game plan anymore, the club doesn't cry about it. They don't beg him to stay. They don't wait and hope he changes. They move on, respectfully, professionally, but decisively. Now apply that to your situation. If a woman is constantly showing you that she doesn't value you, whether it's through her actions, her words, her attitude, or her overall lack of care, then you need to make the same kind of business decision. It's not emotional. It's not petty. It's called protecting your peace. Leaving doesn't always mean slamming doors and cutting people off dramatically. In fact, the best exits are often quiet and strategic. Here's how you do it when it feels hard. Prepare emotionally first. You can't leave effectively if your mind is still hoping for a turnaround. Let go of the fantasy version of her. Accept who she actually is and what that means for your future. Build your independence. Start focusing on your own life again. Reinvest in your work, your health, your friendships, your goals. The stronger your world becomes outside of her, the easier it is to walk away. Avoid announcing your exit too soon. Don't threaten to leave as a way to get her to act right. That's a power move that usually backfires. If you've made the decision to go, move in silence. She'll feel the shift, and you'll maintain your self-respect. Leave respectfully but firmly. No name-calling, no long back and forths. Just clarity. This isn't working for me anymore. That's it. Clean, controlled, final. Block the back door. Once you leave, don't keep the door cracked open. No late-night texts. No checking in to see if she misses you. If she really valued you, you wouldn't have had to leave to begin with. And here's the additional key point. Value is mutual. You're not just someone hoping to be loved, you're a man bringing something to the table. Your energy, your time, your protection, your loyalty, all of that is valuable. If she can't see that, or worse, if she sees it and still chooses to mistreat it, then she's not your person. She's your lesson. Sometimes, the hardest part of leaving is believing that you deserve better. But once you understand your worth, the decision becomes clear. So take a note from the football clubs. When someone no longer fits your vision, thank them for the time, and make room for the next chapter. No bitterness, just business. 5. Stop trying to convince her of your worth. One of the biggest traps men fall into is trying to prove themselves to a woman who's already made up her mind that she doesn't value them. It starts small. Maybe she pulls back, starts acting different, stops appreciating the little things. And instead of taking the hint and stepping back, a lot of men lean in harder. You start buying more gifts, doing more favors, making more sacrifices. You go out of your way to be good enough, hoping she'll finally see your value. Let me be blunt. If you have to convince someone to value you, they already don't. Value isn't something you beg for. It's something that's either recognized or not. And when it's not, your job is not to try harder, it's to step back and reevaluate why you're even in that position to begin with. Think about it like this. Have you ever seen a lion explain to a sheep why it's dangerous? No. A lion just moves how lions move. It knows its worth. It doesn't need outside approval to validate its identity. That's the mindset you need to develop. Quiet confidence, solid boundaries, no chasing. Because let's be real, the more you chase, the more she pulls away. The more you try to prove yourself, the more she loses respect for you. Why? Because deep down, people value what they have to earn, not what's handed to them. If a woman doesn't see your effort, your consistency, your loyalty, and your presence as something valuable, she's not your audience. Stop performing for someone who's already emotionally left the building. Here's what to do instead. Reclaim your power. Shift your focus from her to you. Get back in the gym. Level up financially. Lock into your goals. Let your life speak for you. Withdraw your energy. Don't argue, don't explain. Just pull back. Let your absence speak louder than your words ever could. Set a new standard. From now on, you don't give relationship level effort to someone who's treating you like an option. Period. Work on your mindset. Remind yourself daily, I'm not for everyone, and that's okay. You don't need every woman to see your worth, just the right one. Remember, you're not out here begging for scraps. You're not a discount version of a man. You are the table. And if she can't see that, someone else will. But that's not even the point. You need to see it first. Never forget. Attention can be bought, attraction can be faked, but respect has to be earned. And if she doesn't give it to you, don't stick around trying to earn it. Walk away like a man who already has it. 6. Her behavior is the real message. A lot of men get caught up in what a woman says. I love you. I care about you. I didn't mean it like that. You're my everything. And those words can sound comforting, especially when you're emotionally invested. But here's the truth you've got to hold on to. Her actions will always tell you the truth. Her words might not. A woman can say she respects you, but if she constantly interrupts you, disregards your input, belittles you when she's angry, or flirts with other men right in front of you, guess what? That's the truth. That's who she is. Her behavior is the message. Men get trapped when they start justifying actions because the words sound sweet. She said she's just stressed. She told me she didn't mean to hurt me. She said I'm overthinking. And so you give her the benefit of the doubt again, and again, and again. But here's what you've got to understand. Intent doesn't outweigh impact. It doesn't matter if she didn't mean to disrespect you. If it keeps happening, it's a pattern, not a mistake. If she keeps crossing the line, apologizing, then doing it again, you're not in a healthy relationship. You're in a cycle. And cycles don't break with words. They break with action. So what do? Watch more, listen less. Pay close attention to how she treats you when no one's watching, when she's mad, when you're not giving her what she wants. Does the respect stay consistent or does it disappear? Stop debating red flags. If it feels wrong, it probably is. You don't need her to agree that it was disrespectful. You don't need a courtroom-level case. If it violates your peace or values, that's enough. Respond with action. You don't need to explain yourself 100 times. Set the boundary, and if she crosses it again, back it up with distance. Real distance. Let your actions speak for you, just like hers have been. Trust the pattern, not the promise. 1. I'll do better doesn't mean anything if she said it 10 times before. People show you who they are in patterns, not moments. This is where a lot of men fall short. They believe what they want to believe. They hold on to potential. They listen to promises instead of watching behavior. And before they know it, they've wasted months or years on someone who was never fully invested in the first place. If a woman really values you, it'll show in how she speaks to you, how she supports you, how she respects your time, effort, and presence. You won't have to question it, you won't have to chase it. It'll be consistent. So stop making excuses for bad behavior just because she says the right things afterward. Her actions are the truth. Learn to believe that. 7. Heal, don't harden. When a woman doesn't value you and you finally walk away, it's easy to fall into one of two traps. You either go numb and stop trusting any woman, or you pretend like it never hurt you at all. Both are lies. Both will hold you back. Here's the truth. Being devalued, disrespected, or emotionally played with hurts. Even if you saw it coming. Even if you left her first. Even if you were the strong one. Pain still shows up. And if you don't deal with it, you don't heal from it. You just carry it into your next chapter. A lot of men deal with disrespect by shutting down emotionally. They become cold, guarded, avoidant. They start saying things like all women are the same, or I'll never open up again. But that's not strength. That's fear wearing a tough face. What you're really saying is, I got hurt and I don't want to risk it again. But here's the key. Healing doesn't mean trusting everyone. It just means not letting one person poison your view of yourself or the world. If you let that experience make you bitter, she still wins. She still holds space in your heart. You're still reacting to her, even in her absence. That's not moving on. That's just emotional paralysis. Here's what real healing looks like. Take time to feel it. Don't run from the pain. Sit with it. Journal. Reflect. Talk to someone you trust. Let yourself grieve what you thought it was, not just what it actually turned out to be. rebuild your self-worth. Go back to doing the things that made you feel strong, capable, and clear-headed before she came along. Your sense of identity can't be wrapped up in how one woman treated you. Learn the lesson, not the hatred. Instead of saying, "I'll never trust again," say, "Next time, I'll trust smarter." Use what happened to raise your standards, not lower your faith in relationships. Stay open, but discerning. Keep your heart open, but your eyes sharper. Don't punish the next woman for the mistakes of the last one. Let your past guide you, not block you. Protect your peace like it's sacred. From now on, nothing gets access to your time, mind, or emotions unless it respects you. That's your new rule. No exceptions. Walking away from someone who doesn't value you isn't just about the exit, it's about what you do afterward. Do you carry that weight forever, or do you drop it, learn from it, and grow? Healing doesn't make you soft, it makes you wise, it makes you sharper, more grounded, more prepared. The goal isn't to become cold, the goal is to become clear. So heal, brother. Don't harden. She might have played you, but don't play yourself by staying broken. Brother, you were never meant to beg for love. You were never created to be someone's second thought, backup plan, or emotional punching bag. You have a heart that gives, a mind that thinks, and a soul that deserves peace, not war disguised as love. If she didn't value you, that doesn't make you less of a man. It just means she wasn't the one. And that's okay. What matters now is what you choose to do with that pain. Don't let it turn you bitter. Let it turn you better. Stand up. Wipe your face. Rebuild your confidence. Speak to yourself with the respect she never gave you. Because at the end of the day, your value isn't up for debate, especially not with someone who couldn't see it in the first place. You were made for more. Act like it. Until next time, this is Stoic approach to life.